Alright, so whenever I tell somebody that Titanfall 2 is the best FPS game of the past generation, right? I could always tell if that person has taste or not based on how they respond to that statement. So if they say something like Titanfall 2 is trash, that game is dead, it was never a good game, I immediately know that that person doesn't have any kind of taste. Because the real ones know that Titanfall 2 is a great game. It kind of invented, I would say, this new generation of movement FPS games. The movement in Titanfall 2 is crazy, right? The sad thing though is that for the past couple of months, we haven't really been able to play Titanfall 2 because Respawn moved on to Apex Legends and the servers have just been terrible. It's kind of been unplayable, to be honest. It's just not been a very fun experience, right? And everyone also assumed that Respawn were just gonna give up on Titanfall 2. There was gonna be no hope of Titanfall 3 because they just left Titanfall 2 to die. Well, the tables have turned now because Respawn randomly just dropped one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Titanfall 2 updates in years, basically making this game playable again, basically making it so you can actually go into some proper games with friends and actually have some really fun matches playing Titanfall 2. So I hopped on Titanfall 2 today, ran a couple of matches, and guys, this game is still as fun as ever. If you haven't played Titanfall 2, first of all, you need to play it. I feel like Respawn needs to make this game free to play because it just makes sense. Like, I don't think you should have to pay to play Titanfall 2, so it should be free to play. But if you guys have some extra cash and you want to try out Titanfall 2 for the first time, you need to play this game, bro. This game is basically what Apex Legends was based off of. And I still think that the movement in this game, it still rivals Apex. Apex might feel a little bit smoother now because it's obviously a newer game. But Titanfall 2 still feels like if it dropped, I don't know, 2 years ago. It still feels amazing. So basically what Respawn did in this Titanfall update, for you guys who may not know, is they included some matchmaking fixes, some server stability, they added back some OG game modes as well. They even fixed glitches, they changed map geometry, you know, they added new weapons and stuff in the rotation for the 1v1 Coliseum mode. They did a lot in this update, and this is actually really strange because why would Respawn out of nowhere just randomly drop such a big Titanfall 2 update? It doesn't make sense based on Respawn's track record, worse yet based on EA's track record. What would make them drop this random update? And to make things even more interesting, right, there's a brand new game mode with 3 question marks, and people are saying that these 3 question marks signify a hint at Titanfall 3. I don't know about that. That's kind of wishful thinking to think that Titanfall 3 is in the works. I mean, I really hope that Titanfall 3 is in the works because I feel like if done correctly, Titanfall 3 could be insanely fun, insanely successful as well, if we're being real. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I mean, we're dealing with Respawn and EA here, guys. Like, let's be realistic for a second. It's good to have some expectations, and it's good to hope that Titanfall 3 will come one day. But until I see a post from EA or Respawn saying, we are working on Titanfall 3, I'm not gonna believe anything. I could see a Titanfall 3 logo that was leaked, and I still won't believe that shit because, again, it's Respawn and it's EA. Don't believe them unless you have concrete proof. But with all of this bad press that EA has been getting recently, especially with the whole Apex Legends esports scene, I think NRG recently pulled out of Apex esports because of just, you know, bad support from EA. It's good that we actually have some decent news to talk about now and some, you know, some good things to look forward to. What does this mean for the future of Titanfall? Will we see Titanfall 3? I don't know. Will we see just some more big Titanfall 2 updates? Will they try to revitalize Titanfall 2 and actually make it a proper game in 2023? I hope so. That would be great because there's a lot of Apex players who haven't even touched Titanfall 2. And I feel like you guys who play Apex a lot need to at least try Titanfall 2 at least once. At least once, just once. Because, I mean, that's where Apex came from. Apex is in the same universe, of course, as Titanfall 2, but the gunplay, the movement, all of that, even the weapons, they all came, well, the majority of them came from Titanfall 2. So I feel like every Apex player is almost like a rite of passage. You need to play Titanfall 2. So give it a try, it's really, really fun. I will say this though, the servers are a bit shaky. You know, they're still kind of not quite there yet. I played a couple of games today and I experienced some matches where it felt like I was playing on, I don't know, 1000 ping. I'm gonna show you guys some footage of that. So the servers are still kind of inconsistent, But for the most part, when I was playing today, I was able to really get into games and have a good time, shit on some kids as usual, as per usual. So it was a fun experience. I really hope that, you know, Respawn continues this. They keep trying to make Titanfall 2 a game that's alive and thriving, because it's too good of a FPS game to just, you know, die off. And I really feel like all this game needs is a couple of updates, some new content additions, and this could really be a contender still in 2023, because this game really and truly still does have a very, you know, active and thriving community on Twitch, on YouTube, on basically everywhere. Like, people still love this game, and it's because it's just a very good game. It's a really well designed game, you know. So we'll see what Respawn does. If you haven't played Titanfall 2, guys, I'm not getting paid to say this, but you really should play it. And you guys know how I am with EA and Respawn. Like, I'm not one to just say something unless I mean it. So play Titanfall 2, give it a go. Who knows how long this server stability would last? Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, Titanfall 2 might be back.